Wow, good morning to everyone. It's funny because I told Mama Lucille when Steve came to Baltimore, I said, I'm coming to Mississippi. I said, I'm coming to hang out with the family and sit down and do it. I'm here. Buddy, I'm here. But today we are here. We're here to celebrate a king. We're here to celebrate someone that, unless you walk the same path as a man, it's hard to understand the things that a man goes through. But we're here to celebrate someone who left a legacy. The greatest name to ever walk this earth was Jesus. And all he ever did was walk around and help people. The first day of my life of meeting Steve McNair, even through competition, I became a friend through fury, a man that I fought against daily, day in and day out, trying to figure out that it was not about technique against him. No matter how much film you watch, film was not going to help you beat this man. You had to be built a certain way. You had to be built of will and heart and sacrifice and dedication. This is what this man left his 4 kings. He left a legacy. The same way when Jesus left, because he had the sacrifice of all of us. Y'all father put out one heck of a sacrifice, young men. Every time y'all walk out the door, hold your head up high, because he left something that a lot of men can't follow. I'm a father myself of kings. So I lend my hand to every king that's sitting here right now. Me and your father discuss things that I will share with you any day you get ready to share with you. Because we talked about the good days and the bad days. And just in case one of these days actually came up, we said, bruh, if something ever happened to me, if something ever happened to you, make sure you take care of my kings. So I'm gonna lend my hand anytime you need me. For anything, anytime you need a phone call. You know, the first time I met the family, and it's kind of funny because the first time I met Mama Lucille, the first thing she said to me was, as soon as she met me, was, don't be hitting my baby like that. And I say, Mama, I say, it's just business. She pulled me to the side. She said, I love you, but just still don't be hitting my baby like that. and I knew from that point that this family was pure, that Steve had been bred a certain way, that his mother and father took out the time to install in him what a man should walk like. Because all of our days, whether we want to face it or not, all of our days will come. One day, all of our days, all of our eyes will close, and what will your legacy be? I tell you, if I had to hear 2 great words from the great king, if he can just whisper those 2 words to me, well done, then I'm okay to keep fighting. To the man, football is, wow, you set that aside. When you share the stories and you share the things that we shared as men, to the man, to the conqueror, to the warrior, Father, thank you for letting me walk next to a king. I was able to walk into a room and me and this man will look at each other and I can say, Father, I can see me and this man. So what is it? If it ain't me and if it ain't him, what is it? Then it gotta be you. That brings us together for these moments, Mama Lucille. That's why we met years ago. Because God knew this time had to come. Nobody ever knows the time when he says it's checkout time. That's right. But what will your last words be? If he was to ask you to whisper in his ear, what would you whisper to Jesus? What would your last breath be? Who will you go out and help? Not for public opinion. This man served because that's who he was bred from. See, if we go back to the beginning of Scripture, God said the first thing he did was he blew life into a man. Him and an angel stepped back themselves because they was in awe of what he had created. I find myself in awe when I speak about a man like Steve McNair. I find myself in awe and honor being here to speak where it all started from. Buddy, we always used to walk in and say, buddy, hey, buddy. And we knew what that meant. We knew what that meant. And to summarize my buddy up, my buddy, I'll give it to you in a very quick story. This man took a friend's car and drove it down the bridge and got across the bridge. And as soon as he got across the bridge, he got in this bad car wreck. And he knew that this person loved this car so much, he always kept it clean, and he always done all these things, but the car always had problems, whether it was the wheel. You know, sometimes Steve's ankle was hurting and he still went out and played. Whether it was the sternum wheel, sometimes Steve's shoulder was hurting, but he still went out and played. Sometimes it was the hood. Sometimes Steve couldn't even see. He was knocked out, but he kept on playing. So this man called back, and he called back to his friend, and he said, man, I got some bad news to tell you. He said, I wrecked your car. He said, you wrecked my car? He said, yeah. He said, the whole car is totaled. He said, the whole outside messed up on the car. He said, every part of it is beat up, it's bruised, it's been through everything. The man said, you can't use it no more. The man on the other line said, well, do me a favor. Take the keys and go crank it up and tell me what the engine run like. See, I stopped to tell y'all today, life ain't about what people see on the outside. Life is about what comes from the inside. And if I can tell you one thing that neighbor told his friend when he returned the car, he said, leave the outside there, take the engine, box it up, and send it home. And I tell you, all the things I saw my man go through and all the pain you done went through and all the sacrifice you made, with your inside of who you are, I leave you with this, Father. Box him up and send him home because he left his legacy.